face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. Talk your face off. To talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Tony is backstage hanging off of a ice ledge, allegedly, and he is going to be here in just a few moments. So I'm going to start it off. So I'm looking through the people that are in here right now. What's up, Racing Case, Al Castro, Mir Deef, Dave Walter, Needle Juice, Axial 32. What's going on, guys? Dave Walter's sitting with 4 space heaters trying to keep warm. Man, no heat for 3 days. Wow. That's unfortunate. So it seems like we are descending into an ice age. What's going on, everybody? Pete B, CSL, Double A Day, Make Stuff Better, Luke the Nuke. I heard, what was it? There's oh, that's what it is. When you buy like a box of bees, it's called a nuke. I was like, I'd never heard that before. The more you know. Camera Corpus, what's going on? New mic? No, it's just normally off screen. But since Tony's not on screen, you're getting the full glory of what's going on back here. So, yeah, so it seems like the world's descending into an ice, what's it called? An ice age. And it seems like everywhere is cold. Everywhere north of Oregon, basically, all the way across the states. We got pretty cold. We had a ton of... It was weird. So we didn't get a lot of snow. There was like a last minute 50-50 chance of snow. Nothing hit. We had a dusting, but it got cold. Like we were down single digits. I'm closer to what we call the foothills. Like our mountains are just right there for us. So we are in this, we also call it the convergence zone, where all the like air and wind and clouds kind of go through this little funnel. And wow, 9 degrees there in Pennsylvania. That's crazy. It says, when you first start a hive, a smaller box, it's called a nuke. Never heard that before. Yeah, I just saw that the other day. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Black market's 55 degrees. That's probably cold down there in California. Freezing for you guys. Now, so we got cold up here. We've seen it colder for a longer period of time, or maybe about the same coldness for a longer period of time. But it got down to single digits, and then we had a wind chill that was like negative 15. So it was pretty chilly where I'm at. But it wasn't terrible. Like, we've been in worse. Oh, there he is.
Did you have to wear a sweater?
I know, right? Black market. He put on his cardigan for the weather. So.
Gosh. We had like 20 inches here, man.
Wow.
It's crazy. We had it on our porch railing, which is second story railing. So you're not getting a whole lot of drift onto it, like for like additional.
Yeah.
And we did 17 inches of that before we knocked it off, and it snowed another 6 inches or. So I know it's not the most accurate reading, but it's so deep here, man.
So is your guys' snow, because snow is different depending on where you're at in the states, in the world really, but in the states. So like your snow, is it like dry snow or is it heavy wet snow because you're by the lake?
We get all kinds of different. The first stuff was wet and heavy.
Yeah.
And now it's dry and fluffy.
Nice. I like the fluffy snow.
Yeah, the first stuff, like my tractor, the first day pushing it, I wasn't here because I was in Wisconsin for the first stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I came home and I tried to push it. I'm like, what did my kid do to my tractor? Like, why has it got no power?
Oh, no.
Like, because I've never had it where it just bogs down. Like, you could just, with a snow pusher, it just keeps stacking stuff in front of it. And you get this long push. And it was just like it couldn't do it. So what? So I had to end up do much smaller pushes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
which made it nice and icy. But yeah, I mean, we didn't shut down anything, man. I had to go haul that heavy 27-foot trailer for church over, unload it,
Oh,
let it
that's
all up.
sketchy. I don't like
And,
pulling trailers when it's icy.
yeah.
I don't like it. But do you guys have a lot of hills, or is it pretty flat?
Luckily, the trailer is stored like completely flat to where it's going and about a mile away.
Okay.
So it's not 2.5 miles, maybe 2
Yeah, it's not too
max.
bad.
It's not far.
Yeah.
There's one spot where it's like, that's a pretty steep drop if we slide off the road. But
Right.
I was 4-wheel driving on the way out Sunday because
Yeah.
it just continued to snow. All like we unloaded it, and luckily they'd brought in a crew that plowed the sidewalk, so I could back it right up to the door. And we unloaded, left the trailer there, snowed all around it because it just did not stop. And then had to pull it out, and it was like on a hill, so getting it to start was when
Oh
it's
yeah.
loaded. I can't even imagine how heavy it is. It's way heavy,
Pulling
like
a heavy
heaviest
brick.
thing I've ever pulled, and I pulled some big trailers, but it's
Yeah.
just loaded top to bottom inside, just with gear and carts and cables and
Right.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, it got cold out here, so we actually had at my kids' school Sunday a teacher stopped by just to do a little work, I guess, and called everyone frantically. We had a pipe burst in the ceiling, and it just blew a hole in the ceiling and put water down everywhere. So we got that all squared away and fixed Sunday evening. And then we had yesterday off of school, and then today they get into school, and one of the wings, their heat pump froze over,
yeah,
and so they had zero heat in one of the wings, and
dang.
it was like 50 degrees inside for like fourth graders, right? Third graders.
Yeah.
So it's a little chilly for them, a little chilly,
Dang.
but yeah, it's been crazy. Lots of
I'm
frozen
looking-
pipes.
People here, what do you think of the mud cross Saturday night?
Oh yeah.
Hate watching supercross mud races. Like
They're
I
so
want to watch
slow.
for them jumping. It's so
Yeah.
slow. They're dragging their feet,
Yeah.
falling in the mud. It looks miserable. I would be hating my life if I was one of them having to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's just a bad day all around. I mean,
Yeah.
I get why the show must go on, but I wish they'd pull a hey, we're gonna go on Monday. But
Like
yeah,
the Bills.
it's anticlimactic, and the points count, and that's what sucks. Like
Yeah.
people's motorcycles, like they burn out the clutches, they get 0 points.
Right.
And it's like, well, they got to learn how to ride it. It's like,
Do they though? Like really? Like
should they have to? No.
I know,
Like,
right?
No. It was stupid. And I don't have like a guy in the game, like,
Yeah.
and it still was just not fun. All the good guys did terrible.
Yeah.
You know, they're already talking about the people's red plates. I'm like, come on, guys. It's like 2 races in. You're making it sound like they've really raced for this red plate for so long. It's like, come on.
That's funny.
But they gotta feel like it's like we're doing now. We're feeling time. We're talking about the weather. Talking about Supercross, you know. Those guys got a long amount of time to fill.
Yeah.
With stuff.
That would be so brutal.
Yeah.
Harley saying Supercross would have been so much better if it was F1. It
was almost as boring as watching F1 because of the mud. Almost.
Did I send you the link? I sent it to Harley and to Matt, but the Marbula one. Did I send you that?
No, you didn't.
Oh my gosh. You got to look up Marbula 1 on YouTube. It's so they make a
Matchbox. Are they taking the new little Matchbox super detailed ones?
It's like a detailed little F1 track.
Yeah.
But they have marbles and they just drop them and they race the marbles around and it goes up an escalator and comes down.
Nice. So
it's actually
have you seen the ones? All right, maybe I'll change my what I found on YouTube this week video. Some of my favorite are the Hot Wheels races where the guys narrate it. Oh,
yeah.
Goodness, that stuff's so good.
Yeah.
I was thinking though, that's what Matt and Josh's next thing could be is they could start doing some kind of competitive Hot Wheels racing. Where
there
they
you go.
Set up something where they've got measurements.
Where they have to jump the gap or something.
Internet race each other live.
Yeah.
Or not live, but they
King
can
of
show
the
their
Mountain.
results, their top speeds.
That's
something
funny.
to that effect. No, but I honestly do enjoy it. It's like when they do the pig races.
Yeah.
Where they set up the course.
Look like a supercross, yeah. Supercross pig racing.
Yeah, so good. Yeah. I mean, shoot. I don't need much to entertain me. You know, it's like pick a pig, was bet on it, and let's see who wins. My pig's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, that's what was cool about this Marbula 1. So my whole family, it was just on the feed, so we're like, oh, let's try this out, and then we got sucked in, because I was like, I looked at it, I was like, I told my wife, I was like, this video got 930,000 views.
Yeah,
and I was like, this video got
you can be 1. no talent and get a ton nowadays. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, this is well done.
I could just pay. I should just pay somebody like, here's $2,000, make me a snowblower RC car and send it to me. Like, you just want to grow your channel. People are like, dude, check this out. There's a little RC car doing the snowblowing. Like, I'm going to subscribe to that, see what next comes in. Like, you can do something cool like that. Like, you don't even have to do it well.
I know.
Just put it out there, and the world's going to go, this guy's awesome. Look at what he's doing. He's snow blowing with an RC car. Yeah.
Awesome.
There was somebody doing it with a little Bronco one, and I was that guy, like, hey, this guy's got a little cool snowblower on the front of his, like,
I saw that.
He should have 1 million subscribers by tomorrow.
I know. Yeah. Yep.
Come on, world, we can do this.
We can do it together.
The little snowplow guy.
Mr. Plow.
I was trying to think of what to do with all this snow. Like, see if I could dig tunnels for my cars to go through in an FPVM or something. Like,
that's what you got to do.
Like that, it'd go in freaking nuts on the
bobsled, luge, make a long jump off your roof, pile the snow up to your shed. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Psycho Garage popped in.
There's something gimmicky and interesting, man. It's all it takes. You could do a 2-video thing and it'd be at 1 million subs on TikTok tomorrow.
TikTok.
If you play your cards right.
If you're into the youngins.
Like, let's look at what they've done in their past to have gotten to this point. Their video prowess that's gotten them
to get
2 videos, and one of them's an RC snowplow truck.
I know. This is amazing.
All right. So
I'm just pulling up our little list.
You got a show sheet.
Yep. So we got Small Talk, Fake News, Comp Corner, Monster Lab.
All right. We small talked. We did the weather.
Post-mortem.
We did our old
post-mortem.
Is that the one about the YouTubes?
It could be about YouTubes or our videos that we did, talk about our videos, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's just, videos talk.
What happened this week, kind of?
Yep, video talk. Yep, what we saw, all that kind of thing. So, so Small Talk, the other small thing we did. So, this doesn't really get into our post-mortem because I haven't posted it yet. But my son and I went out and did another King of the Hill. And so we set it up on we did 3 courses of 6 gates in our backyard. But check this out. Shameless plug.
Oh.
King of the Hill. 1.9, but it keeps all our little gates in here.
Nice.
So I got a little man purse full of gates. So if you want to, there's one shameless plug there, and then the other shameless plug is RCME.
Your shirt in.
Yep, got my shirt, my 90s style
that
shirt.
looks so 1990s BMX. Like, doesn't it? It'd be on the rack, like next to the UGP and the No Fear stuff.
I should have gotten the long sleeves. I had like the checkered board going down the long sleeves. Would have been perfect.
Pretty sick, man.
Teespring. Hit up the link.
While Harley's here and I can talk some smack. I did not need him in order to take the debut this week. So you can just keep your junk that you got, man. I think mine's probably almost as long as yours, and everybody made fun of me for it.
Whoa. Take it easy.
My car.
Take it easy. Wow. Yeah, you got some brass out there.
Yeah, mine's heavier. I know that.
Yeah. Yep. Racer's Edge axles, someone talked about. There was probably 3 people in class 4, is what he's saying.
You know, only our best people run class 4.
It's the elite.
It is.
It is the elite.
It is the elites. They've got them, all their cars decked out, and they're like, you know what? I need one that has 4 steer. That's not everybody.
My son was funny in our King of the Hill. He was like, Dad, this really isn't that fair. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, and he was talking about steering angles. He's like, my steering doesn't have the angle that yours has. And he goes, and you have 4 steer. And I was like, hey, the gates are super tight. So I had like no room for my gates. And I was like, that's why I get 4 steer.
So here's something that I just want to address right now. Need more VR RC video.
Do it.
I can tell you right now, it will look as crappy as videos where people put a GoPro on their car, but like 10 times crappier than that. Like GoPro footage on the car is already bad enough. Put a really crappy camera on that you're doing VR, and that's what it's going to look like. So it's not nearly as entertaining as flying. And it's like it bounces
super
all over
bouncy.
the place.
You know what I want to do though?
I mean, throw on a retro filter to a GoPro and call it VR, baby. It's like the 1980s film effect.
My favorite effect.
Yep. So
what I want to do this weekend, or not this weekend. This weekend we're racing. The next weekend over, we're going to go. Okay. So I was going to try racing, and I think my son will try racing it, but we got the dirt oval that we were invited to go and do. It's a big deal out here now. And so I was going to put
you're a big deal.
I am. I'm just saying. I was going to put a GoPro on one of those cars because I thought if you could get that image stabilized well enough, that would actually be some pretty cool footage if you're staying in line and you're racing and you're following the line and all that. I think that would be pretty cool. So I'm going to try to make a video of that. The bummer thing is that I don't think we're going to be able to stay for the full race day. The race day is longer than I have time for, but it's my daughters and guys that are girl dads will understand this. It's my daughter's first formal. Now it is going to a very, very conservative Christian private school formal. So there's no dates involved, but it's still the first formal. And so I've got to be home in time so I can see her off to the formal and have fun with that. That short's a big deal, Pablo. Oh, you mean my shirt? Probably. Yep, there you go. My shirts. Thanks, bud. I'm glad you like it. It sounds cool. Then you catch the video and say delete. Yep. No, I've done it before. I've had a couple videos. We used to have some. So what I use those videos for is we used to do it in the slashes in our backyard, doing an onboard GoPro, and it would just be a quick 2-3 second cut. Like, you get the video of the car going from the outside and you do a quick 3 second cut of the car on the inside, hyper stabilized. And then that's it. Like no 5 minutes of being inside the car because that's painful to watch. So
yeah. He's saying not FPV but 360 cameras.
It's still hard to stabilize that.
You don't put them on the car. You just put it out and people can track the car. Then
oh yeah,
I did something like that way back in the early days and then gave up on it. Just wasn't popular for viewing.
Yeah.
So it would be so cool for racing though, because you could literally just track your own car. Like you just put in the middle of the track and anybody could come and watch their race.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Most people now take those things and then they just map it. So they don't have to try and follow their car. They can just edit it so it stays on their car.
That's cool.
Like what Ryan Anderson's been doing with his videos.
Yeah.
That's basically a VR camera out the window.
I love the onboard 360 camera for when they're doing. It looks like it's mounted this way.
Turn and show them, or they can look out the window.
Yeah. But when they do a backflip, I think Cynthia was the first one to do the backflip with that camera in it, and it looked so rad. I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yep.
I want to do that.
All right,
So.
let's punch down some list things, and then we'll get back into small talk.
Okay, you want to do comp stuff?
Yeah, okay, so we can talk about comp stuff. So for me, comp, we had Thursday comp, 24 scale comp. That's what I comp. I still need to build my VRD. So I'm debating. I'm kind of waiting until I get a motor for it, so that as I build it, I can just put the motor on and be ready to go. And I think I'm going to do a Fusion 2300. Give it
that's nice.
Some punch.
Yeah,
That's the one I drove. Had that, and it was super also slow, but also had the throttle when you needed it. So I just got to save up for one of those. But I just bought a Moog today.
Moog?
Moog. People that know what they are know what they are. It's like a sub bass keyboard with all the knobs, like super
for the brown
low bass stuff.
For the brown note.
Yep.
I just grabbed my pants.
25 key bass. Yeah. So that's super techno-y. But anyway,
comp
24 scale. Class 3. I kind of went out there and my buddy was scoring me, but also said I'm not good with winches. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna try not to use winches. We'll see what happens. Like,
yeah,
I knew that I was basically all I wanted to do, because what happened is my son broke my class 3 truck last week.
Grounded.
And I went to run it this week. Got new tires, all this stuff on. I was gonna run the tusks. No, not the
Tusk.
Yeah. Not the tusks. The
slings. The holds.
No.
Megaliths.
Band ones. What are the band ones? The
megaliths. The terrible scramblers.
These ones. So you can see I was trying to fix it last minute,
ruptures.
But then I realized it wasn't. Ruptures. Yes.
Yeah.
So I got ruptures on here. Got some nice. These things really tuck these wheels as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice and narrow, way ton of steering ready to go for this week. And I go to run it, and both front axles are snapped.
Oh,
they're freewheeling.
Oh,
so
man.
I took it apart, and I realized that he hadn't put in one of the bushings on the knuckle. Anyway, it's just like, you know what? These axles they're beat. Like, these are like old hot racing originals. And the threading on them's gone and whatever. They're done. And I'm like, it's not worth it. I've got those Mies axles to put on.
Oh, right.
That are wider, but I ordered hard park wheels, which you can do really low offset on.
Yeah.
Because you can flip them, and then you bolt on the
weights,
hexes to whichever side you want. So you can flip them. And so I've got those. And they're sweet. They came in the mail today. So this is my favorite truck that I have. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to chop off these front rails because they don't need to be there, and these wheels actually hit the
How
frame.
big are they? They're big?
They're a little bigger than with the wheels being tucked as much as they are.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It brought it in closer because I never had that issue. So I'm going to shave those back because I don't need any of that up there. Like, they can go way back.
Yep.
Put the Mies axles on, which will steer like crazy. Anyway, I've got a lot of stuff to do to that. So I just was like, I had to run my other class 3 truck, which I wasn't really wanting to run. I hadn't set it up or anything. So I just kind of took the gates and set to see what they do without things. Like, I knew I'd hit, but it was like, I'm going to push it and see if it's doable.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I came up to my class 4, I scored really well.
Nice.
Having run the other truck, not to compete as much as to get a feel for what the obstacles were doing.
Yeah.
So there, go man, go. Mr. 24 scale skills is in the house. Dana. So yeah, Dana actually was my score, my judge and my winchman on class 4, and he hooked me up too. So that really helped my class 4.
Nice.
So
He's like,
remember, you can't ever claim.
I didn't see that.
You can't ever claim a victory on your own. Like people like to think it, but usually it's between you and. It's weird because it is your judge at the same time, but your judge is your winch guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting in that, but everybody plays it up like everybody's watching for scoring and all that.
Sure.
So it's not really a big deal. But yeah, tip your winch man. But no, so I had a decent run, and it was only my second run with that truck. So, and it's definitely longer than I want it to be. So I need to reach out to RC Steve 710 and see if he makes a smaller set. Because I swear those are Gladiator rears and like C10 front. Or maybe Gladiator
stretched.
rear with deadbolt rear front. It's so long. I was over there trying to find it in my bin of cars, but it's not in there. So I honestly don't know where it is. So that's kind of sketch.
We got
put.
Richard B in the house from Norway.
Nice.
What kind of RC cars? Well, we're talking about 24 scales right now. We drive everything. So I need to rebuild this.
Yeah, I saw your video on the one where you're just holding that front end. So that's what my long chassis is doing. It's just twisting that front end. There's so much link.
Yep. You just got to balance it and let it reload. So this is my son's, and it's sitting on my chassis. And I either have to tune it or I might change his motor out. So he's running the Baby Goliath.
Yeah.
And he's running, I don't know if this one was the Lizard, the original Lizard. There's like not much heat shrink over it. It's Furatech.
You need to see if you can set up the type of motor if it's for brushed.
I'm pretty sure it's brushed and brushless.
Yeah, but there's a mode like that you
set.
Oh,
right. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll look for it because it seems super jumpy for him.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
If it's not set to the right. If you had it set to your Komodo and you had a micro Komodo, it's so jumpy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to check that out because it's like lurching in reverse. I was like, whoa, take it easy.
And I need to say on my comp, I didn't just win because I tied with my buddy Rick, Mr. 124 Mop, who's in the chat. And we had a comp off.
Ooh.
And he struggle bust the very first obstacle.
Oh no! Do you guys have to like tie your hands together, one hand to each other, like West Side Story when you comp off, or what? How do you do that?
We just do it backwards. Just choose it. Whoever has to do the first reverse or first whatever, that'd be a point.
Oh yeah.
Done.
Yep.
So yeah.
That's how me and the kid did it. So we did 3. I set it up pretty hard this time. So it was 3 separate courses. All 6 gates, and we played Jeep. So it's like Pig, but with Jeep, right? And so
a reverse is a letter.
No, we don't count reverses. And so, but every time you touch the gate,
count reverses.
No, but every time you touch the gate, and we had narrow gates, so every time you touch the gate, it was a letter. And so there's a winner or loser decided within 6 gates. They were pretty tough, and so. I won every time this time, and I've rubbed it in so good because he beat me on 10th scale the other day. So I was like, hey, remember this? I won 2 in a row, sucker.
Yeah, so that was my update comp wise.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. I hadn't done super well recently, so I also have been very just busy, and I just keep coming with my junk. It's like junk in, junk out, junk in, like don't touch it. Barely remember to do the batteries like right before.
Yep.
So I need to get the axle on. I need to build those hard park wheels hopefully this weekend and get this one back in running order now that it's been destroyed so many times by the chillin'. So yeah.
So we just did that comp in our backyard. Video will probably, I don't know if I'm going to do launch that video this week or next week. I don't know. I'm working through another backlog. So I just now hit my last video that I had preloaded from way back when we started. And it was funny because the videos that I had going, these last like 3 videos were like sucky videos because they were old videos. And I'm like, okay. So, but now that we got that done, the next thing up on our plate is we've got a race coming up. So we're racing Saturday, and I feel much better about my race program now because I felt faster last time. So I think this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on setup, and I'm actually going to try to dial my truck setup a little bit more. My son is dialed. Like his car's dialed. I think it's just he got a bad shake last race, so that's why he finished third. But I mean, he popped a ball cup. It was just that's racing. But I think he's been consistent on the podium every race. So he's been first, second, and third the last few races he's been. So he's been kind of all over the podium. So I think he'll do well this race. It's not the big race. So we just did the mid-season championship race. That was the last one he did. My daughter's going to be racing in this one again. So I'm excited about that. And I'm torn. So I put in a pre-order for the new B7, right? And I don't know, did I talk about this concept last week? The idea I had?
No, I think we talked about it after.
Okay, so I put in an order for the B7, which is pre-release. The idea is that my daughter, which is total, like, she's going to be our crew chief. Like, she can take them apart, put them back together, all that kind of stuff. So she's going to build the truck, or the buggy, and my son's going to race it, and we're going to put his 21.5 motor in it. And he'll race that, finish out this novice season, then move into 21.5. She's going to get his 21.5 car, and we're going to go through it and do bearings and rebuild the diff, all that kind of stuff, and maybe put some titanium on it or whatever, just to kind of make it nicer for her, new body, all that kind of thing. And then if she sticks with it, great. And if she doesn't stick with it, then my son will get the new chassis, or he's already got the new chassis. We'll put that 17.5 in that chassis, and then we'll let his old chassis be a 21.5 car, and then he'll race 2 classes. Yeah. So there's a fallback plan, right? So
not just dropping money that will be wasted completely.
No, it's a contingency plan because I know he's gonna race it, and we've talked about speeding him up a little bit because he can handle the speed now. I can totally tell he can handle the speed. So it'll take some adjustment. And I don't know how that works because I see guys doing that a lot. They go from 21.5 to 17.5 to mod or whatever, and they race all those classes, and it seems tough. Seems hard to adjust across the board that way.
Because if you're expecting it to have the power that it doesn't for a jump.
Yeah, exactly.
Sheesh.
But we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited for that. So I'm excited that we're all going to.
Speaking of your racing, and speaking of what I'm reading in the chat, they're saying that they don't use reverse because for beginners, where was it? They don't enjoy the comp. Well, that would be like saying beginners in buggy racing, like just because they lose, they don't enjoy it, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
Because you're gonna hit walls, you're gonna not make jumps. There's a lot of things you're not gonna be able to do that people that have been doing it for a while are gonna be able to do.
The only reason that we've been in comps before that allow reverse is because of the size of the course. Meaning, so like they've had.
I'm not even talking about points for it for that or for reversing in that way. Yeah, because they don't allow reversing in your thing. Like legit don't allow it. Like turn it off on your car usually.
Oh, you mean in racing? Yeah,
in racing. But what I was saying was more the idea of like, oh well, they didn't win, so they don't enjoy the comp, or they didn't.
Yeah. No.
And they're not going to their first couple times out. But it doesn't mean you don't have fun. Like there's still a challenge, and like, well, that like, and you see people that are good, and you're like, man, if I just keep at it, I can get to there.
Yep.
Like, so you can't discount it just because.
Well, I think that's on us
right out of the gate,
Yeah, I think that's on us too. The people that are the veteran people out there playing, to encourage the people and to say, hey, you're going to stink this first time. And if you don't, fantastic. But here's why, and here's what to work on. You know what I mean? Like in a nice way, like in a constructive way. And just to kind of get people, like when my daughter first started racing, I was like, look, don't expect to be first. Just go out there and learn the track and have fun. and
Yeah.
stay in between the pipes. You know what I mean? Like stay on all fours. That's it. So.
And the thing that we have, and the thing that I like about having other penalties is like you're talking about only gates. Like you don't count reverses either.
Mm.
The reverses are a way to differentiate people if everybody all hits the same gates because it's just a hard gate. Like at some point you've got to have something that separates people so you don't have all
100%.
the same type of scores. So
Yep.
you don't want it to be like oh, I can't reverse because it's gonna be so huge. Like
Right.
and that's why we do it. Like you get a point taken against you, but you only get 1 point. Like we don't keep counting it against you. Once you've used it for that gate, you can use it all that you want.
Oh, there you go.
You get a one-time penalty, but we're doing 16 gates, so some people may not use any reverses, or some use 3 or 2.
Yeah.
So you start tiering the numbers that way.
Yep.
It just helps so that there's a little bit of it may come down to one reverse. That's the thing. Like whether you tie or don't. Like this weekend, Rick and I were just like, oh my gosh, like I knew where he was on the course and what my score was finished. And I'm like, I didn't have any more penalties at this point. Like he could totally beat me. But if you have something happen, you get stuck or bound and you end up having reverse, you get, I think it's a 3-point penalty for us, which also helps the people if they do hit a gate, but maybe don't get anything else.
Right.
Other people could do a bunch of reverses or other things that we give points for. It's just a way to kind of make a gate hit that's 10 points not seem so huge. Like you can overcome it. Like Dana hit a gate this past week, but he still did really well because he just killed it the rest of it. Like he just drove like a maniac. And that one gate, like where people are winching and doing all this other stuff, he just had like one gate hit for that whole section. So yeah.
Yep. Matt Flanders has a good thing that leads into that. It says, when I first started comping on those hardest, one of the hardest things was not just driving from gate to gate instead of thinking ahead and planning past the next gate.
Yeah.
And that's where the reverses come into play. Like when you're being counted for reverse, like it's a chess match.
Yeah.
And you really have to think about that. Like in our comp that we just did, my son and I, it's really
we don't have time as another factor. That's the other thing people use.
Right.
We don't use time as a factor.
So for like what I'm doing is my son wants to get into the We Rock stuff. He has comp crawled before, but he was too young, so he didn't really grasp the concept. And now he gets the concept of like from racing, he understands racecraft now, and he's starting to apply it to comping. And so like the courses I set up were courses where it gave him an option on how to get to the next gate. And they weren't far apart. Like they were probably 8 feet apart from gate 1 to gate 6, right? That's not very far linear wise, but it gave him kind of different options on where to go. And if he chose the wrong option or the wrong method to get to the next gate, he was in trouble. And so it was kind of a learning thing to be like, hey, he's like, how am I supposed to get there? And I showed him, I'm like, well, this is the line you probably should have taken to get there, to set yourself up to be facing this way so you can get through the gate kind of a thing. And
and the other thing that we have is like sometimes there's boundary points in gates that you can't, like if you hit them, it's a boundary point. Like you can't hit it. And we'll put them up as blockers, but other times there's not. And you may think you have to reverse, but some people just take a long way and drive all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
Reset up. But it's all the thinking game. Like some people, like it's where it comes down to like who's thinking outside the box and being creative. And it's fun to see what people do in order to overcome not getting points and missing a line. It's fun.
Well, and that's like one of the things. If you're taking a reverse and you're taking a point for a reverse, most of the time, and yours if you can have multiple reverses for 1 point, but most of the time you want to take advantage of that reverse. So you're not just like boop,
way back.
You're going way back and then relining yourself up for it as much as you can. So.
Yeah, but ours partly at that point too is because time. We don't have time as like you don't have to finish in a certain amount of time. Having a shorter time isn't a tiebreaker. Those kind of things. I think having the extra reverses is just like, all right, you've got your reverses, like get through this gate, kind of like
Yeah.
So don't keep trying to fight at this point.
And
Get through. You took the penalty. Yeah.
In your guys' comps, I'm terrible about getting from gate to gate and then like doing the absolute slowest FOC.
Oh, I'm that guy.
Through the gate, and it's like it takes me 30. Then it takes me 4 seconds to get from gate to gate, and then it takes me 3 minutes to get both axles through the gate.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
you can ask Dana. I'm that guy. I go super slow through the gates.
Yeah.
And there's other sections too when it just is a tricky part, even if it's not a gate, because you don't want to roll over. Because rollovers, or you get stuck and then you got to reverse or winch. Like you still got to, even in the non-gate parts, you still got to drive well.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the whole thing's fun. I enjoy it a lot. Like it's a thinking, it's like a video game in more way. You know, that's how I thought of crawling in the first time I did it. Like I thought I'd hate it going from jumping and bashing.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna suck going slow and like driving over stuff. Yay. Like, but then like I was like, once you see like the video game aspect of it, it's really fun. But,
do you guys have bonus gates?
No.
I set up a couple bonus gates. We don't generally do that. I set up a couple, and it was fun trying to take that bonus like hard line and seeing if you can make it. And it was so funny because my son like totally made it, and I was super surprised he got through it. He got through it, and he got on this like off-camera part after the gate, and then just rolled down the hill. And I was like, talking all kinds of trash.
Nice.
So people are asking about paddles. Anyone been out with their paddles yet?
In the snow? I haven't. It's too deep.
Yeah. We didn't have enough snow. Not up here. I wish.
Yeah.
I wish we had more snow. All right, should we change gears? Go back into how about monster truck stuff? Monster Lab. Did you do anything monster truck related this week? Did you think about them? What do you think of the new?
I thought about them. So I got called out, and I haven't had a chance to do it yet. I got the ramp ready.
Ooh.
I charged the battery.
You mean?
Not your ramp. I need your ramp.
A ramp like this.
I love ramp.
You like that?
I love ramp.
You know, I don't know.
The bottom's too steep, though. Your angle's wrong. The bottom needs to be the short one.
This one? Yeah.
You're not going to get the pop.
Oh, we got the pop, but it shoots us straight up.
Yeah, so it doesn't kick you back.
So it's weird. Yeah, so we went out and ran it, and it works well if you take it like a scale backflip ramp. If you're going with any speed at it, it just shoots you straight up to the top.
Yeah.
But he did this rad trick. He did that sky, like it was like a sky wheelie, and then he hit the brake and he came down and clipped the front end and then backflipped and landed on his nose and rode it out. And I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, it almost needs to be a flip of that. Like, because usually you want the shorter bottom so that front end hits and starts that backward pop.
Yep.
Just because those trucks are so short.
That's the problem, is the trucks are so short. It hits the wheelie bar.
That looks like the size of the ramp I have on my full size one.
Yep.
But then the top is taller.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would shrink it just to give it that reverse pop.
Yep. So I think I'm going to modify it. It's an easy modification for me. But laser. Well, you know,
machine cutter.
Just saying. It worked pretty nice. But we went out and did that, and he bent up his links a little bit again.
Probably if he landed on the front like that.
It's the rear links that he bends. I don't know if you can see those.
Yep. Mine are straight as an arrow still.
Well, you're just not driving it hard enough, Tony. Come on. Drive it like you stole it. Like you're 9 years old, and you don't got a care in the world, and you just want to send it to Moon every time.
You Dana. Yeah, his trailer has been good to you. Yeah, so what I had was RC Rolla, like RC Cola, Blake Shipman. Called me out. If you guys aren't following him, he's on YouTube. He's a video guy, so he's done video for a lot of motorcycle stuff and monster trucks and all kinds of stuff. Like, he's a video production guy, so his stuff is top notch. And where he runs stuff is awesome as well. What he has available to him for playing on. But he called me out on most backflips in a row. I think he only got like 7. I'm thinking like I'm gonna need a lot more than a short for this because I think I can land me a lot of backflips in a row without not landing one. That's that like, little red ramp.
Yeah, it's like Dalton.
Zip,
dude.
Zip. Like it should be the most in a row without having to use a reverse or something. Like land it and hit it again. Land it like
yeah.
But no, you can reset and all that. I think you got 7. And I'm gonna call you out on. I'm supposed to call somebody out, so I'm gonna call you guys out on it when I do it. So
all right,
be ready for that. I've got the ramp. It's right here. Right here.
Oh, nice. That's cute.
So that's about the angle you want.
That's like a yuppie ramp, as the duck what's his name would say it? Phil Robertson.
Yeah.
Looks like a yuppie ramp. Yuppie ramp. All yuppified.
So yeah, we're gonna hopefully beat 7. I will keep doing it until I beat 7. I'll pretend like it was my first try.
I'm not even gonna do it. I'm just gonna let Dalton do it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna let Dalton do it, and he's just gonna sit there and like, I'll make the ramp perfect, so it just like lands on his front axle every time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just hold down the trigger. Just let's go.
It should have been like most backflips to moonwalks in a row trick.
Yeah.
Move, but yeah, whatever. Yep. We'll take it, Blake.
Yep. I'm a monster truck backflip wannabe. Jeff Makovich says.
So we'll see. It may or may not make the YouTubes. It's going to be on Instagram because I think their reels will go 1:30. I'll make sure I crash out before 1:30.
Let's see who could do the highest backflip with the mini LMT. So this
the problem is his crash was he landed, but it bounced and rolled. Like he hit 4 wheels down, then it kicked. And if I recall.
So this ramp is actually a double backflip ramp. Like, so if you hit it just the right speed, it'll send you into a double backflip and land. And that's what my son was doing. He was just like, pow, and it was just like, pew, slam. Yeah. Slam. And the first
Weston did that triple one. Do. Like,
oh yeah.
That's the way to really do it, is how many in a row you can get of that, like Big America style.
Yep.
Just keep it flipping.
Dude, the first one he hit with that ramp, I was like, he just started in front of it and just pinned it. And it was like, I mean, it wasn't a lot of air, but it was probably 3.5 feet, 4 feet of air in a backflip and landed it. And I was like, dude, like that was so perfect. I think it went out of frame, but still I was like, oh, so awesome. So rad. But,
Yep.
That's what we got for monster truck stuff. I wanted to put the sling tires back on one of our trucks.
For the snow,
but we didn't get enough.
Dude, if I take one of those out and dropped it.
Nicki Minaj. Oh.
Here we go. We're going to get... Don't play out loud. If I were to take it out there and drop it, it would disappear in the snow.
That's awesome.
It's insane. I went and bought new boots because I either have, I don't know what they're called.
Thigh highs?
Canadian snowmobile boots.
Are they all denim?
Maybe. Baffin.
I
got these Baffin boots.
Yep, Baffin's dope. I did a display for them.
They're impact boots. I think those are what they are. Men's impact boots. They were stupid expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But they fit and didn't hurt my bone spur.
Croc boots.
But they're like so heavy, and they're so big, like you can't drive with them because it's like you push the gas.
Moon boots.
You know. And so I'm like, so my other option are like I have the extra tough style, like anklet boots.
Yeah.
That slip-ons. And those snows just going in. Like you step just going over and down in them. And I'm like, man, this ain't good. Like I need something I can wear out.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a pair. that, they're like 15 inches tall. They're upper calf in order to be out there in it without it going down your shoes.
Yep. I've got some Wellington boots that are like that. The only problem, they're nice leather ones. But the only problem with them is for mine is that I don't like how my ankle pops up in it when I walk.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like I'm dragging my feet all the time.
Yeah.
But,
those Baffin, the one time I wore them like really long walking, I was wearing like my floats pants, like for ice fishing. They're super heavy snow pants that have the flotation stuff in them and the jacket. Those, and I was towing a big sled with all of our gear in it.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. The boots were so heavy with those pants on, like trying to step through like 14 inches of snow. I was like, I'm dying. I'm gonna die.
Your back's all sweaty. You're like,
So the next time I'm not gonna wear the pants. Like I got a float jacket. That'll be enough if I go through.
That'll be enough.
Like
that's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway. It's deep out there. So
that's
can't do
crazy.
no king sling tires. I could in the driveway, I guess. Because every time after we plow, it ends up being about like this much left.
What's your forecast? Do you got more snow coming?
No, overnight. Yep.
Really?
Yep. So I could driveway run it.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably have another 3 inches in the morning of powder, which would look pretty rad.
Yeah. I want to put those tires on my old my taco truck. The one I just did with I didn't just do it. It's been sitting around for a while.
Yeah.
With the metal cage on it. I just added to it, I guess. But the metal cage, old 3D printed body, I want to put the King Sling tires on that and take it out there. It would look tough.
15-inch snow pants at a birthday suit. Going to be an interesting video this week. Not what I meant. I had regular pants under the snow pants.
Yeah, you're like, hey. That's
snow boots.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I'm going to try to get out and do. I was going to go to the studio for these from now on, but the stairs, dude, like it just looks like a straight slide. It looks like a slide.
Yeah.
You can't tell there's stairs. There's so much snow on the.
That's awesome.
The steps. So I'm like, could do the basement this week.
Yeah, there's your high jump. Well, that was the problem. I wanted to go out the first morning that it snowed, but it was a major Arctic front that came down, and it was like the day after tomorrow when everything just freezes over as soon as it comes by. Bizarre. I mean, it was dropping 2 degrees an hour all the way down to like 14 degrees. It was bizarre. It was just like, and the other thing that was weird is that during the day it was like trying to snow, so it was like wet snow, and it had just rained the day before, so the ground was completely wet, right? And I was like, this is going to be bad news, because if it's freezing that fast, it's just going to turn into a sheet of ice. But the air was so dry, it sucked all the moisture out of the ground. Like instantly, everything was like bone dry. We thought school was going to be either canceled or, 2 hours later or whatever, because we live like right in the foothills, so there's a lot of hills around us.
Yep.
Nothing. They're like, we're on time, fools. And we're like, oh. But yeah, so we didn't go out though, because that's what I was getting at. We didn't go out the day or two after because it was just too cold. I mean, we didn't get above 17, I think. Something like that. It was just too cold. We're like,
it's like 0 here right now.
Yeah.
So the last time we were live, I was in Wisconsin, and I drove through the snowstorm there, like into it. It was not a fun drive. Had a day between that was okay, like no snow, but it was going to start again. And so I did the shoot, and I got in the car and I drove 7 hours after the whole day of shooting at like 5, got in about 1 a.m. Friday morning. So I did the shoot on Thursday, drove back Thursday. No, is that Wednesday I did the shoot. Yeah, Wednesday. So on
You're like,
yes, because I got home and then I did the comp Thursday night.
Mm.
And then Friday I shot that video with the Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you guys haven't seen that, it was pretty dope.
Pretty buttery. Love it.
That was when I was saying, like, yeah, they say it's going to be 14 inches, but it's kind of a weak start to 14 inches.
Yeah.
Well, it happened.
I immediately regret that decision.
Yep. It came. Because I was like, man, I'm going to say 14 inches in this video and look like an idiot when we don't get it.
Like
but
an
we
idiot.
got it.
Yep, there you go. We're supposed to.
You should go watch it if you haven't.
Oh.
I'm actually going to throw up a share screen here and just show you some of the goodness of it while we're talking here.
I got to text my wife because I just checked our weather and it says it's snowing right now.
Yeah. So here's when it's starting. Like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nothing. But it came down hard. I might be wearing that same shirt right now.
Nice.
I am wearing that same shirt right now.
You're like, I wonder what that
a week
smell
later.
Was. Gross.
So yeah, so this is the butteriness of that footage.
That looks so good.
When I saw the weather, I'm like, I have to get the Michigan out. Like, and when I admit to being a little frustrated because the battery I went to run in it apparently wouldn't take a charge anymore. And so I was frustrated by that. And I finally found something that would work. But it's 3S, and that thing on 3S is really jumpy. It needs a new Hobby Wing 1080 is what you use, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I use, yeah.
So I'll get a 1080 for it, and then that's what people say makes it a lot better.
Yeah, it's 1080 is cheap, and it works awesome on a brushed motor. Perfect.
Yep. So anyway, that's the one video that I got to really jam out on and have fun with. I've been enjoying doing this type of videos again.
Right? Isn't it so much fun? That's all I mean, not that, I mean, like, my buttery isn't as buttery as yours, but
Mr. Short Arms.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I don't know where that came from, but I really like doing these slow, like, smooth videos. I don't know if people really appreciate them, but they will. They will appreciate them, Tony.
They do on the reels and stuff.
I'm gonna keep on just cramming it down their throats.
See how short his arms are?
Mine?
No, the little man in there.
Oh yeah.
Slaughter.
Yeah. He looks like he's 4 feet tall.
Small. It's like
I know.
Little 10-year-old just carjacked this Jeep.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
That's cool.
So I'm going to be selling that mash again if anybody's interested.
There you go.
In a really scale vehicle. I've now got too many crawlers.
Never.
Yes, I do.
Can't believe that poop just came out of your mouth.
I got the VRD. Like, the other option was selling well, he's in here now, but the Ultra that I have, or not the Ultra, it's the Pro.
Wow, the Pro.
The Vanquish.
It's pretty
sweet. I have now the Phoenix. I'm going to have the VRD. Like, of my sellable ones, that one would be, people would want it, I think.
The Michigan?
The VS410 Pro.
Oh, yeah, don't sell that. Don't sell it. Keep it.
I've got the Honcho. I've got 2 Axials.
Sell the Honcho. Sell the Axials.
They're my kids' Wraith 1.9s. Can't get those anymore. They're pretty awesome, honestly. I've got what's the one I just built?
Shout out to my sister-in-law that got me this for Christmas.
That.
Yep. Story of my life every day.
I'm not selling the Phoenix. I'm just saying I have them. I've got, what's that other, what's the Axial one? The base camp builders kit.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the Ecto. The Bronco. I bought that Axial Bronco.
Did you even open that?
Mm-hmm. We ran it. It's awesome. I really like it for what it is, like scale trail kind of.
Yeah.
Not comping or anything, but it looks really fun. It's really fun to drive it like Badlands or something, just over routes and
So I haven't worked out the details yet, but I did work a deal with Call to Crawl. Yeah, that's his YouTube channel. for trading him for a vehicle to make a We Rock buggy for him. And so he's gonna trade me a Fordyce, and he's got a couple Fordyces. And so I'm gonna make a buggy cage for a Fordyce and basically just mirror it, and then he gets one and I get one. And we'll just bolt the axles to it.
The Vanquish crawlers are definitely the nicest ones I've ever had. I'm just saying that because Josh is in here, but I kind of mean it.
Yeah.
But it's mainly because he's in here.
It would be awesome to have, he needs some diversity and influence when it comes to.
He just did that axial where he put the.
No. I mean some diversity and influence.
Mario?
Yeah, Mario.
These Italians? Is that what you're saying? Mario and Luigi. That's what I see when I see your hat.
Harley says, I know them. I own them all. I obviously know. He's like, I'm kind of a big deal.
Good. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're all right. I really like them too. I'm not going to lie. I really like. That's why I was setting my sights on get one of those Fordyces. It's great.
After I got that VRD or drove that one, I was like, well, crap.
Yep.
Just when 2024 was going to be a no kit year.
Son of
they go and do something like this.
What a jerk.
And they did release the ready to run, which is what I should have gotten. Like I should have just bought the ready to run and then just did the upgrades from there. But nope. I'll have a VRD in a box for another 2 months.
When I send you your extreme build, you can send me that one and I'll just build it for you and then send it out to you. How about that? Because I know it's going to be in a box for 2 years. And then they're going to come.
This winter it won't.
No, it will be.
I do have to rebuild this because it looks. It's so sad.
It's such an easy build, he says.
That is the nice thing about them. They are pretty easy. In fact, I like putting their axles together. Awesome.
Super nice. Yeah.
Doing the links after getting the tool that they showed from Team Garage Hack.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if they added any extra E clips or C clips in or not. If they listened to the King of RC.
Yeah.
But that's the one part that'll get me. Like if there aren't spare E clips and I send one.
There is nothing worse than that. And you know what? You would think that would be like one of those soapbox time. Why don't they have at checkout at Hobbytown, at mom and pop hobby shops, it's like when you go to Cabela's and they have the little glasses repair kit right next to the checkout. You're like, I don't need those, but I'm going to buy one. Like they need to have that. E-clips. E-clips. They just need an E-clip kit.
There's a packet of E-clips that you may need at some point in your RC career.
Josh, if you're listening, make a little pack of E-clips that are Vanquish branded E-clips and put them on your site for $10.
And then intentionally put one too few in all of your kits. An easy sale.
Easy sell. Easy sell. Well, I showed you my hack. I don't think I ever made a video of my hack. For doing E-clips. No. Okay.
Like in case of emergency.
Yeah. No. Okay, so you get the bags of parts, right?
Yeah.
The big bag.
Tamiya's got it. Like when you finish a Tamiya build, there's like 1,000 pieces left over.
I know. Build them in a Ziploc.
Where do these go to?
Yes.
Why are there so many E-clips?
Yes. So the big bag, there's always one like larger size bag in a kit. Mm-hmm. You cut both ends of that bag off, and then you go in with one hand on one side, you go in with one hand on the other side, and you try to put your E-clip in, and when it shoots off, it just falls down to the bottom. The more you know.
You shouldn't have to do that. It's stupid.
When are you going to get that drop? The more you know drop. We need that drop, Tony. The more you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on. Where are you?
I need to bring all my good stuff over here.
Pro tip. I have my Stream Deck, but like I said, Do I really want to spend $100 just so I could do drops?
Just do it raw like a man and never lose one. Boom.
You know what I'm gonna do next time? Just for like cringe value, I'm gonna take off my glasses and I'm gonna put the E-clip on like right next to my eye like this. So if it shoots out, it's like stuck right in my eyeball.
You're gonna have to needle nose it out.
Yep. Be like, that's how real men do
E-clip
it.
holder tools don't work. They're a scam. I have one. Junk. RC Sparks told me to get one.
Okay.
One of his videos, and I did.
For any
never worked.
For anyone who has built small block Chevys, like Gen 1 small block Chevys, they have the stupid lifter puller thing. Same thing, like an E-clip tool. Like you stick this little thing in, it has like a little claw that's supposed to grab them and pull them out.
Yeah, they spread, and I shot more E-clips using the tool than I have not using it.
Terrible. Tools are bobos. Boo-boos? Bobos?
I swear I've lost more E-clips using the tool than not. Like the way it spreads and flings, and I'm like,
yeah.
What I end up doing is just greasing them so that they don't go zinging.
So when they go zinging, they pick up all the cat and dog hair? Sweet.
No, they don't. They stick to the tool and everything. They just.
I don't put that much.
They do work better for taking E-clips off. That's what I use it for. From the opposite side, I push them. Yeah.
I just won't fix a car if I have to take an E-clip off. I'm like, nope, buying a new one.
Yep. It's like shocks. Like, got to fix the piston? Nope.
New shocks all day.
Rebuilt. Those Pro lines come pre-built. They're mine. So, yeah.
Okay, here's something that just is like another cringe thing. I don't know how you are, but do you know those people that open bags and like break things apart with their teeth? Does that bother you? It bothers the crap out of me. Does that bother you?
I do it. Like if you need to tear it open.
Yeah.
You don't just grab it with your teeth and pull it?
No. No. My wife does that. She like bites stuff and like rips it open, and I'm like, please stop. Like you're good. It's like I don't like the metal on the teeth, like the forks and stuff either. It's like, ugh.
Oh no, I hate that when they pull it.
Oh,
worst. My kids do it sometimes. I'm like,
you're like, you want me to punch you in the face, kid? Do it again.
Yeah. All right. So somebody said there's a new Snap-on.
That was Harley. Fake news. No, just kidding.
Sprint car.
Yeah, it's the old school Formula car. I thought it was. Isn't that what they used to be? That was the first like Le Mans car. It was like the Roadster, 1920 style.
Oh, and they turned it into one?
No, it's an actual Snap-on. You get it from Snap-on. I'm sure Harley could send you a picture. Send it up, Harley. Come on.
Did he do it in his Scale News today? I haven't had a chance to watch Scale News.
Yeah, who watches that junk anyway? I heard it was on there.
What is today? Today's Tuesday, so it's Scale News Day.
It is Scale News.
I was busy shoveling snow and everything today.
Death by Scale News update.
Oh, an old school type.
Yeah, 1920 style.
Sprint car. Oh, okay. Not with the wing. That's pretty freaking rad.
Yep. It's kind of cool. It looks, I don't know. I can't imagine like...
They're going to sell for like $1,000, so it don't matter.
Did he say what scale it was? It'd be cool if it was like 6 scale. That'd be cool. Because it'd be big. If it was like 6S, some kind of speed car.
Ooh, Fine Laser Designs did the clipless for the CJ7. I was so tempted to go get a CJ7 after I made that Michigan video.
Bro, that's the one that I really want to get.
The CJ7?
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah, that's the one I really want to get.
Like I could maybe make my money back. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I haven't sold my Baja.
I bought a Moog.
I haven't listed my Baja Ray yet. The plan is if it snowed, I was going to get out there and rip it through the snow and take some nice crispy shots with it. But it never snowed, so I didn't get any crispy shots. And then I was going to sell the Baja Ray. And so, like I said, I've got the chassis ordered up. I've got an ESC. I've got an old motor I'm just talking about getting my kids on the road. Got an old motor. We've got a radio. I need a servo. I've got a couple that I could kind of throw at it, but I kind of want to get a better servo for her. But, yeah, I'm kind of torn on it. Like, because I really want it. Really want that CJ7.
Yeah, but I'm where I'm at with the crawlers right now as it is, so that's what talked me out of it. Like, I've got enough.
Sell 3x1. It's easy.
Yeah, and I'm already in the negatives on the getting rid of RCs this year mantra. I've sold 0 in 2024, and I bought the VRD carbon.
You're like, and I've bought 4. Yeah, 3 you don't know.
I haven't. Yet. But I've got some, like, I'll probably sell some. I don't know what yet.
Something.
I've got this Atlas. Maybe I'll sell that for like $50.
Truck RC says Snap-on cars when you buy a toolbox. $15,000 toolbox, $500 RC car. Pretty sweet.
That doesn't make sense.
Sounds like a great deal.
It's like the working man's Gucci, man.
I'm all about that Blue Point, though. It's the poor man Snap-on. That's what I got. I got Blue Point tools. Just not quite Snap-on.
Do they bring it like to you like they sell off a truck? Is that Blue Point?
It's Snap-on's budget brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're good tools, though. Like, solid good tools.
Cycle 13 Garage, I will definitely let you know if I sell one of my kids' cars and don't tell them.
I told you about my Camaro.
I would not sell you Dominic's. I know that.
I told you about my Camaro when I went to college, right? I had an 88 IROC. Well, it was a built Camaro. Technically, it was an IROC, but it wasn't an IROC. We just built it that way. Midnight blue, purple scallops on the front, weld drag lights on it. Midnight blue meaning it's black with blue pearl in it.
Yep.
Louvers, T-tops, good system. Took a Bronco to college because I was going in the mountains for college, like over the mountains, in the mountains. Came back. I didn't come back very often. I came back. I was like, where's my car? Because I wasn't parked in my spot. And my parents were like, let me sit you down for a second. They're like, so you know how we're moving? I was like, yeah. They're like, so we needed to drywall the downstairs basement. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I've been at school, paying for school out of my own pocket, and I come back and my Camaro's gone? Awesome.
Dang.
Yeah, that sucked.
A little bit.
Emotional damage. Have you seen that Asian guy on Instagram? Emotional damage.
No.
Yeah, that's what it was. Emotional damage. It was bad. It hurt. Cut me deep.
Yeah.
But I blew up my motor in my Bronco anyway, and my parents helped me fix it. So I guess we're even. And then I bought my dad's Vega. Did I tell you about that one? The Vega GT. Small block Chevy. Like rocket ship of a car. Rocket ship car. I've always wanted it. He let me drive it once. Since the time I was probably 12 to being in college. Maybe twice he let me drive it. Like putting around the block. Like don't even give it gas. Just push the brake and put it in gear kind of a thing. And after I'm back from school, we get married. I don't remember how I came into the money, but I was like, hey, I want to buy your truck or your Vega. He's like, all right. So I handed him cash. Bam, cash. He's like, cool. And I go, but I was living in a condo at the time. And I'm like, I can't keep it at the condo. Can I keep it here? He's like, yeah, no problem. Windstorm came a month later and blew down like a 24-inch round tree right down the center of the Vega, like long-wise. Flat in the car. It's like, sweet. He's like, well, you can save the motor. It's like, cool. He was like, God did not want you to drive that car. I was like, yeah, probably not. Like, probably would have been hurt in that car if I got to drive it much. It was a rocket ship, literally a small block Chevy, built Chevy, had the B&M Pro Stock shifter in it. So you pull it all the way back and you slap it forward to shift it up. It had the racing seats in it. Thing was just like straight up rocket ship. I remember it like getting in it and firing it up, and the steering wheel would rattle because it was just like, I mean, it felt like the car wanted to kill you. It felt like it wanted to kill you. It's like, let's go fast as we possibly can.
Holy crap.
You don't see those Vegas anymore. Nope, you don't. Oh, man.
You don't see that one either.
Nope. Oh, it's brutal. Yeah, that one hurt. But I kept the truck, or I kept the motor and I threw it in my truck. So the block's in my truck right now. Actually, no, I take that back. I blew up that block.
I'm like, you're saying all these numbers and stuff, and I'm just like, wonk, 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 Vega, wonk, 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 and wonk, 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 wonk.
Yep.
I'm like, cool. I don't know what you're talking about exactly.
Yep. So
I play with toy cars. I have no idea about real cars. Like
Paul Fletcher knows. He says that was the headers banging on the steering shaft. 100%. We had the 202, 203s. I don't remember, camel hump heads on it. Small block 350. Oh, Tony, it's a scare. Like, I don't know if you remember growing up and being in a muscle car that seriously scared you. Like, I don't know if you've ever
had vans, and they were all Michigan vans that drove like crap and were all rusted out. So yeah. I think my mom had a new Pontiac.
Aztec. Sweet.
The Grand Am. It was Grand Prix, like the V6 Grand Prix. Like
the Grand National. Yeah.
Get up and go. We had.
Yeah. Oh, just
not the Grand National. It was a Grand Prix.
Grand Prix. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Front wheel drive.
Woo.
You know. Yeah, baby.
Yep. TPI, 2-port injection. He knows what I'm talking about. Sleek Hobbies. Yep. So my I remember growing up with cars like that, just being scared of these cars. They were so powerful. When I told, like,
I have cars I'm scared of. Like, my wife has a Mini, and I'm like, if we crash, we're gonna die. That scares me. Like, it's so small.
Yeah,
we're gonna be stuck in this, like, waiting for people to like pry us out.
Yep.
And then we'll die.
Yep.
It'll take too long. It's like driving a go-kart on the road.
Yeah. It's funny. I used to I worked for a place that did like Monster Garage type cars, and I used to work on fuelies, like alcohol dragster vehicles. We'd put alcohol motors into like weird Monster Garage type cars. And I remember one time we had a car on a dyno that threw the crank through the bottom of the dyno, and I was probably, I don't know, 10 feet away with no plex in between us. It was just like super scary, parts everywhere. Oh, so SIR, the drag strip down in Kent, or Pacific Straight. I'm a good hour and a half away from there now, but I used to live down there. Meaning like we were down there all the time. But when I worked on these alcohol cars, are you familiar with like alcohol fires, Tony? Like you can't see the flame. Like it's scary stuff. Like if you catch fire, you can't see the flame. Yep. So like methanol. We had protocol for. We had a guy squirting the butterflies. He was a big guy, so I was holding onto his belt when we were firing up this car. And we had a guy behind me with a fire blanket, in case this thing blew up. My job was to pull him out of the car, and the other guy was to wrap him with the blanket and then hit him with the halon. We had it was a little sketchy back then, but hey, it was sweet. I liked it. Scary, do what you do. You're only young once, right?
Yeah. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I was already young once. It's gone.
Bro, I woke up on, I don't remember what day it was. So technically I'm like an editorial board member on this magazine for the sign industry, but I haven't been active in 6 years. And every year they do like the up and coming stars under 40 now. It's like if you're a rock star sign company owner or whatever, right, under 40. So I woke up the other day, and this was it was Saturday morning, or was it Saturday or Friday? I don't remember. But I woke up and I was super sore because I kind of fell off a ladder a little bit.
Kind of a little bit?
Yeah.
I didn't like fully fell off the ladder, but I kind of fell off the ladder.
Well, I was on an 8-foot ladder, and I thought the last step was the last step, but it was 2 steps up. And so I went straight down. And so I woke up and I woke up and I was like, all sore. And then I look at my email and it's like, vote for your best blah, blah, blah under 40. And I'm like, like I felt so
Matthew Stafford when you woke up. You're like,
I know, I felt so old. I was like,
by the way, go Lions. Sorry.
Go blue. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of people hurting and all that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I felt old.
Yeah.
I was like, not only am I not
at this event, like this dinner thing with like some coworkers and stuff, and we're like, we're the oldest people here.
Have you seen that Geico? I think it was Progressive. One of the insurance
the parent ones are so good right now.
Yeah, have you seen the one LL Cool J? Okay, so I wanted to be LL Cool J when I was in high school, right? Like I would wear the track suits, had the shoulders, wore the fuzzy Kangol hat, that one leg up, driving my Camaro, like that was me, right? So my wife and I were like, we were talking to the kids and we're like, they didn't know who LL Cool J was, and I put on like the Essentials playlist of LL Cool J. They're like, what is this? And I'm sitting here and I'm like rapping to the whole song, know all the words to it, and they're like, who are you?
Says Tony, keep your kid off the ice. Go Packers. Keep my kid off the ice.
What?
I missed something.
Is he talking about hockey as in Detroit? Or did you say Lions?
He said go Packers, though. The Packers are the one team I'm afraid of right now. Like I was afraid of the Eagles, but then Tampa beat them. And
they went downhill the last 5 games or whatever.
They sure did. Then A.J. Brown wasn't there. So quick football talk. This is our F1. It's football 1.
Yeah, but it's more manly.
Seahawks, how about your coach? That's a bummer. Pete Carroll was a good dude.
Dude, he was such a good dude on so many different ways. It cut me deep. But I can't say that I didn't see it coming, to be honest. I know he wanted to be there. It sounded like he wanted to be there longer. Is this my Pat McAfee? Should I stand up and like put my microphone up as I'm talking?
Yeah. Hey,
just put on my tank top.
I'm a huge Matthew Stafford fan. I just was like, he was saying he had the ribs were sore, right? No, that wasn't Stafford. It was
They all have.
Was it Hurts?
Hurts had like a busted finger.
Okay, so then it was the other guy, the Browns guy. He's got a last name for a first name. Baker.
Yeah,
Mayfield. He was the one with the sword. It wasn't Stafford. No, I'm a Stafford fan. If we weren't playing against them, I'd have been rooting for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I actually root for the Rams. I watch the games when I can. I like Stafford still.
That's cool.
But you have to. It's like when I'm Michigan State. I always root for Michigan, but only against Michigan State.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about like the Rams.
Yeah.
Detroit needs their day, but it's a bummer to have to knock out Stafford because he's a class act all the way around. But yeah.
That's so Double A said
we never go on the river ice. There's ice out there. It's not moving. It's frozen over, but you don't ever go on the river.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're talking about. So Double A Day said it's time for Pete. He's not gone. He just stepped down.
He was forced out.
He was forced out.
He wanted to stay. He wanted to stay.
But I honestly, I do think that, in my opinion, even though it was not as graceful, I mean, the most graceful way for him to leave would have been if we got to a Super Bowl, right? And then bounce out. Yeah. But I think, honestly, what I see happening next year, I think we need to kind of like wipe the slate and rebuild, as much as I hate saying that, because we were a good team this year. We just didn't have the parts that we needed to. It had nothing to do with coaching, I don't think. But I do think that it was in best interest for his legacy for him to be pushed out now before things went downhill for the next 3 years.
Yeah, even further down. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think if it goes downhill for 2 years and he would have burnt out his last 2 years as being down, let's not do him like that. Like let's give him a solid. So he could go to another team.
Or he could not be a coach and try and help them through rebuilding.
That's what essentially. So what people don't realize is that he's not part ownership, but he's like director of player development, blah, 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 blah. He's like in the front office kind of stuff. So he's got a lot of pull, but I'm hoping he sticks around and does that. Yeah. And who, I got to be honest, out of the people that are out there, I would love to see Harbaugh or Tomlin as our head coach.
Yeah.
If we had Tomlin out here as our head coach, that's the kind of kick in the pants we need as our one thing I did love about Sean Payton going to the Broncos was that he told Russell how it was. He's like, stop kissing babies and taking pictures and play some damn football. And even though he had a better season, he had made his bet already. So that's why Russell's out, right? Like good for Peyton to go in there and put his foot down and be like, Russell's out. So
Scott Quick saying those bayous can hurt a person. Yeah, we're not out yet. We don't go out unless there's a lot of people out. And we got float jackets and ropes and spikes, and we go with the worst possible scenario in mind. But we also don't go unless there's at least 6 inches of ice. But we also know that there's springs and pockets, and so we go where people have gone, and we don't just go out in the deep sections. We're usually where it's about 6 feet too, so it's not super deep. 6 feet or less, just doing the small stuff.
Yeah.
But even the pike at the one place we were going, where we had to go out, that was a lake, but that was like 12 inches. It was a lot. It wasn't 12, but it was 8 to 10. So yeah, I don't have any new RC stuff that I've seen that's amazing, except I do have something that's new.
Let's talk after that. Let's talk about our quick post-mortem thing. Oh, you got that. Tell me about it.
The X6C. It comes in a black package. This one is the transmitter only version.
Uh-huh.
It has a LED behind it, so it has light.
Will it do 4-steer?
Yeah.
Can you open it? Is it open?
No. It doesn't have a wheel for 4-steer. If that's what you want.
Well, I don't know what I want. So I'm trading a guy.
If you're really into 4-steer, you want a wheel.
There's a very generous guy at our racetrack that wants to trade for Dalton. So he's got a son that's much younger, and Dalton has a garbage radio. And last race, I gave Dalton my radio, which is still a garbage radio, to get through the race. And the guy was like, bro, you need a better radio for this kid. He's ripping it up. And so he's going to hook us up with his old DX5 Plus or whatever it is. And I'm giving him Dalton's old Fly Sky with a bunch of receivers for it. And I was thinking about buying that DX56 and then just start doing the thing I didn't want to do, is converting everything over.
Yeah.
But it's either that or it's going to be the Radio Master.
So this is pretty much like the Rugged, in my opinion. It doesn't have the touchscreen though. Like you could change out this if you wanted, but a lot of the other things look a lot like it.
So how does the Rugged does 4-steer on what?
Well, I just have mine set to like forward. Like I use a button, a 3-way switch, and I push forward and I set it to like 30%. I set the amount that it'll go, so it's all on, all off, and then it recenters when you let go.
Can you mix?
You could mix, yeah, and then you could hit a button to switch between them, on or off.
Yeah, so like if you mix, I
don't like running that way, but you could mix it. There's definitely mixing in here for that.
Yeah. Okay.
But it has a wheel on the back. Click in. It's got a back button here, which is new to me. But yeah.
I almost bought that roller, or sent him mine so he would do it.
Cannot reach it.
Oh, it's that? Really?
Like you cannot reach it for. You can buy the Rugged one, or people take off the Rugged one and put it on here, so you have the thumb.
Oh, I see.
Just sell that wheel. Maybe they do.
I'm sure you could 3D print something, Tony.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Okay, Harley. So he's in here, and I watched Canyon Crawler's thing, and Harley kind of touched on it. The Radio Master is a phenomenal price point for everything it does. What I'm concerned about is, I'm not concerned about the learning curve because I can learn the program, but is it really that much of a pain in the ass? Like the Canyon Crawler said it was like terrible to program the Radio Master. And I think it looks good. It looks like it has like a 3-position switch that's really easy to reach with your thumb. And I really like the idea that it does all the protocols. That's huge.
The one, and I'll just say it out loud because I don't care. I like Spectrum stuff. I like turtles. I don't love that they limit the models to 20.
Yeah.
At the price point that they're at, it wouldn't. It's just a firmware thing, in my opinion. They could totally do it. They want to sell a more expensive one, but I honestly don't. I don't want the more expensive one. Like, it doesn't offer me anything except for the amount that it holds.
Yeah.
For me, and the people that would want all of the pro features of the expensive one, the racers, they don't have 100 cars. They're doing it backwards.
5 cars, yeah.
They're doing it backwards. They're doing everybody wrong in that they're trying to get. Why would you want people walking around with 2 of your radios in order to run all their cars?
So why did you go with that one?
Just going with somebody else.
Why did you go with that one aside from another Rugged?
They sent it to me.
Oh, okay. Well, look at you.
It just came in the mail.
They gave it to me.
This new, but it also has a button to turn it on and off, like a little click. I would rather have a switch. I think they keep going to these like little press button on offs, and a switch is just much more. I don't know. The buttons get pressed on so easy in a backpack, or on the outside of a backpack, flopping around and hitting stuff.
That's what I like about the Radio Masters. It comes with that fancy case.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of sells me on
Maybe you have to hold the button, like the Ruggeds, you have to hold it. On some of the other ones, like their They're smaller ones that come with the armas and all that.
Uh-huh.
Those things turn on and then they start beeping at me in my car.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's so frustrating.
My son's fly sky is like that. The button's on the wheel, like on the hub of the wheel, and so you put it in a backpack and it turns on all the time. You're like, stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can. I don't like binding all of mine to one remote either, but I want to bind all mine that I want to one, and I have more than 20 that I want to bind to it.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I am too.
Spread across my kids, and I've got 3 ruggeds, and they're all full.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah.
On my avatar, I have 8.
How many characters? Do you know how many characters you can write down in that DX6?
No, not enough.
That's the thing. That's the thing that's it drives me crazy. So
enough. It's like 10.
That's more characters than
I'm guessing 8 or 10.
My fly sky is like 4. I'm like, how many different abbreviations can I come up with?
It's tough to say because a lot of times they have the number and then you start writing like Big Foo. But you could erase the number and write out Bigfoot.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. But Big Foo.
Yeah, Gravedigger. Yeah. Anyway, I really like their radios. I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah.
I really like my ruggeds. I like the touchscreen. A lot of people don't. I like being able to push up and then just keep holding it. It takes through all the letters. I don't have to keep spinning a wheel.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like the waterproofness of the rugged. The part that deters me is the price point and how expensive the receivers are. To Harley's point, the receivers
receivers is the tough part.
Yeah, the receivers are dirt cheap for the Radio Master because you could buy fly skies too.
Same with Radio Link.
Yeah,
they're cheap.
Yeah.
They're cheap for theirs. Yeah. And the Radio Link, I really like that radio actually.
Oh, that RC8 or RX8 or whatever.
Yeah.
See, I would get that one, but that one's a little bit more pricey than I want.
It's spendy.
Yeah.
But
the nice thing I like about
high-end features.
The DX6 and the Radio Master have the USB-C port that you can run VRS through. I'm not sold on VRS yet. I haven't tried it, but I think it would be something that my kid would be into for practicing. So
I know what VRS is.
It's the online simulator. You plug it in.
Yeah.
I think it's called VRS. I could be wrong.
The game, yeah.
Yep. So that would be cool. But I think I'm going to get the Radio Master. I was looking at the DX6 just because he's going to get the DX5. And so I was like, but I think the Radio Master will do the Spectrum also. That's what's crazy. It'll do Fly Sky Spectrum, Radio Link. It does like all the different protocols.
I'm pulling up the Spectrum radios now.
VRC Pro. That's what he's talking about.
VRC, yeah, that's it. So the DX5C is $199. The Rugged is $279 with a SR with a 5-channel. So that's why it's about $200 without. So they have the DX5 Pro, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's $400. I don't like the drop down wheel. Sticks out, whatever. Like, don't need all that. And that's the only way that you can get into doing that amount of models. And I wanted the 6 Pro with the touchscreen, but it's like, how long is that Android system going to be around?
Right.
And updated? Like, if I buy it now, that's been out for a hot minute, like. So
that's the one nice thing.
Interested in that.
I think, isn't the Radio Link open source also? The RX8? I know the Radio Master is. That's one nice thing about being open source is that they can have multiple updates.
So it's interesting that this one's $150. That's actually a pretty good price.
Yeah, that's why the other reason why I was looking at the DX6 because it's only $150, and the DX5C is like $10 more.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, it's $199 there.
Paul Fletcher is saying it's on sale.
Well, they're probably going to clearance it out because probably the 6C is where they're going.
Yeah, I could see that.
So if the 5C is on sale, that'd be my guess. I only see the 5C with the transmitter, and it's $199. I guess it does have that same little button on the side to turn it on. That's not different. I wonder what the difference is. Just that it's backlit.
I thought it said it was backlit, has an extra channel, and it's got a USB-C on the side.
Oh, to update it?
Mm-hmm. MT12 is 16 channels. Yeah. MT12 is 16 channels. I think it's $140. Open source. It'll do multiple different protocols. It's pretty massive.
Yeah, it looks like it only has 2 buttons on the side of the 5. Okay. Yeah, I have to do a video on that. I just got back in town.
Harley says, think of all the lights that Tony could use on the MT12. It's like got all these different lights on it.
I love lights.
I know.
I love light.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I really do like the display on the RX-8, though. The Radio Link RX-8 looks... I haven't seen it in person.
It's nice.
It looks super nice.
Yeah.
It looks super
nice. It's a ton of
nice.
batteries if you're not running the LiPo with it.
Oh, it was like 8
then
batteries?
The LiPo's like, you got to charge it then. I have to remember to do that. I'm not used to having to charge my controller.
Mm-hmm. Paul Fletcher says the only complaint is you need to not be in a hurry to put info into it.
Into which one?
I think he's talking about the Radio Master.
Okay. Super fast. I love the touch screen on the Radio Link. That was my favorite thing. It's like, oh, you could put in names quickly. Like,
doesn't it process video too? Like if you put...
You can do VR.
Right.
VR.
Yeah.
You could do... what's it called?
The goggles.
FPV. Yeah.
FPV, yeah.
On it. Yeah.
And just look down at the screen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll do...
That's pretty wild. That's cool. Yep. That's pretty cool.
TX5. Yeah, okay. Yeah, with that little wheel. That's where I like the thumb pad, because I can just hold it and let it just scroll through the letters, and then just bump up 2 or 3 when I'm, laying close to it.
Flatliner said roadside test. I saw that video where he tested the MT12 at like a half mile worth of range. And he was driving around. It was pretty wild. But that's the ELRS version, I thought, is the low latency,
the receiver,
long range.
Or
the radio. It has a dongle that you put on it that boosts the signal.
I saw that Harley was mentioned that earlier, I think. Yeah, he has the ELS.
He has both of them
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have neither. I had no idea that it was going to be a thing. And when they reached out, I was like, I already burned the bridges with Radio Link and doing the videos. And
really?
Yeah.
You're like, why not? Oh, well.
Yep.
It happens.
They didn't love my videos.
They didn't?
Well.
Did you like, are you not entertained? Were you like, are you not entertained? Do you not know who I am?
And then they're like, what if you do a video where you like have a camera pointing down at the radio showing it, and then have a little cut in on the screen showing you using the radio?
You're like, well, how about you shut the hell up?
That.
Like that.
Not going to do that. So
you're like, how dare you tell the king what to do? You're like, nope. All right, dude. Let's wrap it.
Last thing was the videos, right? So I've got one.
Well, you talk about yours. I don't have a whole lot.
The YouTube find, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was either the find or just talk about your videos that you posted.
Our own videos?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought we were going to highlight somebody.
We can do that.
All right, so I was just going to highlight this guy real quick.
Do it.
Because his course is turning out amazing. Crawler Baller.
Crawler Baller.
And he's been working on this amazing new course.
I saw that.
With all kinds of little details. I'll do this video, his TRX4M fanboy video. I'll just kind of skip through from the beginning because he's standing in front of the course here. So you can kind of get an idea of the size of it and the types of rocks and all that. But when he's actually crawling on it, they look really good. Like scale-wise, like this section of rocks here to crawl up on and all kinds of angles and
super clean
approaches that he can do. Yeah, here's a good, nice step up. So the scaling of the rocks that he chose, the layout for them, I just really dig what he's doing for his course. Actual dirt. You know, all the little scale trees and everything to go along.
I love the trees. Yeah.
These are very scale looking, like they'd be fallen trees that were chopped up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, really, really well done. And it's just really good run video. This isn't even the video that I watched. I watched, man, he's had a couple. It's this one, I think. Then there's no turning back now one. So you can see how it cuts in and goes around. But yeah, anyway, if you haven't seen it, Crawler Baller, Oregon welcomes you. He's got a really cool setup going on. And the sky backdrop, when he gets down and it's getting the shots
in
the right spot, it works. So, yeah, see how much he's got wrapped around with it? It works when he's down and getting the angles.
That's an expensive print.
Yep. So, pretty cool. Shout out.
I'm trying to see. I thought we were just talking about our own. Way to make me look all vain. What a jerk. Okay.
It was your idea.
It was.
And then you did it last week, and I was like, I don't have anything.
Okay, whatever. Whatever, jerk. Okay, so 2 people. I'm going to talk about 3 people.
You're only allowed to talk about 1. Say 1 for next week. No, you can talk about 3. Texoma?
No. No. I'm going to talk about someone local because he's trying to grow, and I'm just going to shout him out because he's trying to grow, but I've told him I was going to write some notes on how I've been building. Even, like I said, I'm not big by any means on YouTube, but like by any means, but I set a goal and I attained it by kind of following a recipe kind of a thing. So I was like, here's what I did. So share screen, window. So fanboy, he's like a fun ambassador kind of guy, really cool guy. He's been trying to grow. He's at 526 subscribers. What's cool about his stuff is he's doing a lot of dirt oval. Now, I want to kind of help him out with some of his dirt oval videos because a lot of them are just like this, where it's just one shot, and I'm like, how do you tell? Like, I want to tell him, look, here's my critique. That shot's really cool when it's like the last final lap or so, or whatever, if there's action going, but like put some cameras down low, get some. The circle track isn't very fun to watch unless you're announcing it. If you're really into it, it's super cool, but it's just, there's different ways I think of attacking it. But he's a super cool guy, really into it. His family does it, but I wanted to like talk to him. So he had one, where was it?
Fun.
Yeah. He had a video where like this, I'm like, yes, do this, but Yeah, but do your title over it. This, no one knows what's going on. So Kyle, if you're
do a picture of a car or a line of cars.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep, 100%. So I was going to give them that input. So we're going to go down there on the 27th, and I'm going to do a video for it. Just they have like in the infield they do / rallycross, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So like this, that's the thumbnail.
That's a great picture.
That's a thumbnail.
Views.
Yeah, put all your put 2 words here, 3 words for this picture. Boom, perfect. That's the money shot right there. These are not. But anyways, so if you're looking at getting into circle track stuff, check his page out. The other one is, I don't know this guy personally, but his videos suck me in for some reason. And they're pretty entertaining, and he's pretty knowledgeable. So kudos to him. And he has like a system going on what he does. Crawler Canyon, his go check it out. Just see if you like it. He like how we were talking about doing it a year ago, having my backyard be a testing ground kind of a thing. That's what he does. And he like tests the same line over and over again, different setups, different wheels, different tires, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. Very interesting. And then just shouting out that Don called to crawl. Harley seen this guy. He's not a big social media person. He did win Best in Show at Axial Fest. He's got skills. He's got mad skills. And he's the guy that bought all 10 of those Trucks of Freedom or whatever they're called. I don't know. I always get that wrong. Whatever it's called. The mystery box.
Trucks of Fortune.
Yeah, that one. So he's pretty cool. What's interesting about this guy, you used to be kind of like this, but not as extreme. I remember I'd watch your like mailbox or your mail call show or whatever it was like, and you go through boxes of crap and you'd be like, oh, I didn't know I ordered this. I'm like, how do you not know? Like, how do you
Harley?
No, that call to crawl guy.
Oh yeah.
Well, in your stuff, you used to kind of go through stuff like that.
I used to do that?
Not to that extent, but like you would get stuff in the mail and be like, I forgot I ordered this or whatever. And I'd be like, now I get it. Now I get it. Before I didn't get it. But this Don guy, same thing. He's like, I have no idea what he's going to do with all the stuff he gets. It's amazing. So
I haven't seen Crawler Canyon yet.
He's good.
I just subscribed.
Yeah, he's good. He's entertaining. It's a no face, all voiceover stuff, and his talking is easy to listen to, so it's good. Highly recommend it. So there you go. There's my 3. Who will I pick next time? I don't know. We'll see. Are you looking at his stuff now?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's cool. A lot of Vanquish stuff.
Top Ted Lasso dolls.
He's got a lot of cool Vanquish.
Oh, he's got a cemented in course in his backyard.
Yeah. I think.
Or is that a local park?
No, it's his backyard. I think he might have a shop. A hobby shop. I'm not sure. Not sure. But I think he might. Correct me if you guys know. It's huge. Psycho Garage says Crawler Canyon is entertaining as hell. So he's like that. Okay, one more. Hold on. Let me pull this guy up. Okay.
That course would be a nightmare to remove if you ever had to.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Did you hear that? No.
No.
Okay. How come my sharing didn't go back up? What's going on? Let me share this again. Okay, this guy, if you want to be entertained, some of his old videos are hilarious. They are so funny. And I've talked about this guy before. So if you go and you watch these videos, the stuff he says is just comedy gold. like the way he talks about it. But he's a highly skilled machinist, and he like takes apart these
Machines.
or like tools.
Yeah.
Like he'll take them apart and like he'll like this one, like he'll do a snap-on versus like the what's it called?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, or like even Harbor Freight.
Okay.
I don't know. He's done some weird like farmstead stuff. That's not really a big deal, really interesting to me. But these things are just awesome, and the way he talks about it, it's like if you guys like Crawler Canyon, you guys will really like Av. I mean, it's like it's not similar, but it's really funny. Oh yeah, Dan Trivet said he likes Crawler Canyon's explanation of suspension geometry. Yep. So there you go.
I
Four
like it.
good ones. Maybe next time I'll talk about the people that I watch to learn how to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. We done?
I think so. I think
I'm
we
kind of
nailed all the lists for sure.
I'm kind of over it, Tony. I'm over you.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's midnight here, so.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
all right.
Sleepy.
Yeah. Old man.
I'm
Go buy a shirt.
Go buy shirts.
There's a link somewhere.
Your baggie of
my little purse. Go buy my little purse. So if you buy the purse, send me. They come in different colors. I just got this one. Here's a weird thing. I got this one in this color because when you throw it on the rocks, you can see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
So that's the only reason why I got it. I have an orange one, a white one, a gray one. If you get one of these, send me a email and I'll print up the gates and send them to you.
Also, FearTech just announced they are doing a all-in-one unit that works with the Avatar.
Nice.
So people that were complaining because the last ones only worked with the Hobby Plus remotes and the FearTech remotes, they did one that'll work now with the Avatar. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
I'm excited about that as an Avatar user, and I think that would probably work really well in my Force Steer build.
There you go.
So yeah.
Surprised you didn't hang up on me.